Hello, my name is AJ Johnson, and I am from Hartington, Newcastle, and I'm here to talk to you today about duet acting. What is duet acting? Well, duet acting obviously involves two performers. Those two performers perform a scene or sequence of theatrical materials. Costuming, makeup, scripts, and lighting are not allowed, and the only stage props allowed are a table and two chairs. However, many duets do not use either of those or just use a table or perhaps a chair or two, so those are not required. No hand props, sound effects, or musical accompaniment is allowed in duet acting. How is duet acting judged? First, the appropriateness of the selection. Does the selection fit the students that are performing it? Also, how well do those students understand the material, convey that understanding to the audience? Do they get the author's point across? It is also judged on characterization, including vocal qualities and believability. Ensemble effect, including movement and expression, are another judging category. How well do those actors work together? Are they creating levels? Are they creating the scenes effectively? And the overall effectiveness of the performance. Students can be disqualified in duet acting for using scripts, hand props, mechanical sound effects, costuming or makeup, using more than two actors, or using more than two classroom chairs and a table. Some tips for success in duet acting. First off, really work to pick a script that fits your students. Some students are suited better for comedy or serious, and you really want to make sure you know your students well enough to help them pick a script that fits them. Also, find a script that can bring out some of their own personality traits. If they're playing a character that has a trait that is something similar to what they have, that will shine through better and make it look like a more natural performance. Focus on teamwork. The actors should be interacting with each other and creating genuine reactions that are caused by active listening. It's very clear to see when a duet acting scene has two actors that are performing separately compared to two actors that are performing together, truly listening and truly reacting to each other. Work on the fundamentals of interpretation and acting. Those are the keys to the event. A lot of people spend time with blocking and levels, and those are important. But the key to this event is making sure that students are really creating outstanding characters and that they are also actively listening to each other and having solid reactions to one another that are natural and believable. The bells and whistles of the event, the blocking and creating those fun scenes are also good add-ons, and they're important, but the most important part are the fundamentals. Work to create levels, whether you're using a table and chairs or whether you are not, but don't create ridiculous situations with your levels. The scene still has to be believable. To get started, again, make sure you're helping your students select a script that fits them and search the internet, script sites. There's a lot of different things. Google is your friend here. Use it. This can be a play specifically written for two performers or can be a cutting of a full-length script that works for two performers. Also, your performers can play multiple characters within the script. Oftentimes that can create a fun scene as well. Even a series of scenes that are created, however, should work towards an overall climax. So make sure your script selection that you have works towards an overall climax. The time limit in this event is 12 minutes, so shoot for 10 to 12 minutes. Something that's too short certainly is not against the rules, but may not be as competitive as something that's in that 10 to 12 minute range. Some final thoughts on duet acting. Don't overblock your scenes. Keep the focus on the performers. Try to keep your performers in the same field of vision. Don't make it like a tennis match. Sometimes duets cause the judge to work too hard. You don't want the judge to have to work too hard to watch both performers at the same time. Try to create scenes where they're in the same field of vision. And that way the judge can just get lost in the scene rather than being constantly reminded they're judging a speech meet. For comedy, energy is great, but volume does not equal energy. And for serious, emotional intensity is a must, but volume does not equal emotional intensity. Don't fall into the trap for either comedy or serious that you need high volume to create high energy or high intensity. You can create both of those physically rather than vocally, and for both comedy and serious, A quiet moment can be the perfect thing that a duet acting scene needs. I wish you the best of luck on your duet acting and coaching duet acting, and hope that you have a great season.